Well, if anyone can see me, who knows? My page reloaded, but often in the past it hasn't. Um, I should be at 1080p 30 hertz now. Hey, I took a Democratic vote, and a lot of people said 1080p. No, my screen resolution is still 4K. I want the crisp text. It's just that OBS is now downscaling. Yeah, I don't understand the quality options thing. Okay, if I sign up for affiliate, then, and if that means people get quality options all the time, then maybe we'll try 4K again, because I don't mind it if people are then able to dial it down. But if everybody's forced to see the 4K source video and a lot of people can't, then that's a drag, and we shall not do that. Okay, well, enough about that. Let's go back over here and let me figure out what is going on. Like, seriously. Okay, so, whoops. There's a moving entities array, so I want to check to see. No manager. Okay, also, I'm going to put this level first. I think it's this one. Yeah. They're both found in the moving entities array. Actually, when I print the visual interpolation, let me make sure I'm looking at two different things. Okay, so this switch is here. It's in the moving entities array. The guy is here. It's in the moving entities array. So okay, is it something about the order of how I process things? So what if I just say, if it's another guy, just continue. Now it works. Oh, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's this thing, okay. One of them is being stopped because it's trying to move into a square that is being grabbed by the other one, right? It's there's a target square checking. So the weird thing about this is that that button and the character are in the same square. And so what's happening is one of them is moving first, for example, the character, and then the other one is trying to move, and whoever is second is saying, hey, the square is blocked. And I can prove that. So I'm going to do the following thing. I'm going to say, if supported.count is equal to 2, do I have a swap? Yeah. Okay, so now it should be the switch goes and the guy stays. No. Damn it. Oh, but right, it doesn't matter what order they are here. It matters what order they update in the sim step, which doesn't depend on the order of this array. Never mind. But I think that's definitely what happened. So you see these blocked messages. That's what's happening. The blocked messages, I should have paid attention to those. I was ignoring them on purpose. Affiliates receive transcoding options as available with priority access. How is that any different from what now? All right. So what do? I am going to make a hack function called isFlat or something like that that doesn't trigger this. So, okay. So here's where we test for someone. If isFlat and then later, if I want to make this isFlat thing, this could be a flag on an entity type or even on individual entity instances. But all I want it to do is say, look, if I'm in a square, I'm not occupying the square. Case switch, return true. And that's to, and then let's make that neat. All right. Didn't work. Didn't do a goddamn thing. Well, wait. No, it did, because we're not getting that blocked message. But it's still... You know what, I'm just going to say This is so weird. Okay. So we fixed that, quote, problem, unquote, but that was not the problem causing the problem. So what do we do? Is this entity a discriminated union? No. Is that Haskell? No. No, it is not. Okay, well, now I really don't know what to do except fire up the debugger and start setting breakpoints in various spots. Like, so what I can do here, I can say I can put a breakpoint here and then monitor the memory to see when it changes, right? So let me make sure that. Yeah, so we said supported switch, so we're still hitting that. So I'm going to open Sokoban. And set a breakpoint there. And I'm not even sure what to look for in the breakpoint, but we'll figure it out. Okay. So, I'm going to copy this memory even. Visual Studio is so bad. It used to be. I'm trying to click on this to edit it. This thing is so terrible. I just want the number. I just want that. That's all. Holy crap. It's like I kept clicking. It's like you got to double click. Really, the double click timing is different than it is in the rest of Windows. Let me put it that way. Just curious how entities are implemented. It looked like something someone would do in C++. You do not have to go into that inheritance madness. No, there is no inheritance madness. No. No, so the entities are basically C structs, and the base entity is basically a different struct that they point at. It's not even included in the same memory as sort of what you would consider the subclass, and the reason for that is so we can pack things together of the same size all the time. Okay, so here's our thing. Now, um, okay, here's the visual interpolation. And I'm going to take the address of the start time. Where is that? There it is. So just the arrow versus dot thing is just terrible. Okay, so we're going to set up a breakpoint. Okay, this loop is in the, oh my God, it's in the clones to move loop? What? This is the thing that I put in yesterday, or whenever that was. We're reverting the move on this switch because he can't go. So well, let's try them apples. It's video games, aka hacked cities. Look at that. Let's see if I can play this level now. All right, let's legit play this level. Okay, now this guy's gotta. Okay, now Mr. Thief can go in front of the dragon. Pull the dragon. Oh, that was no good. Pull the dragon some more. This is a little bit rough. Okay. All right. So there's that. Whoops. I didn't want to pull that off the target, but it's fine. Level break. Ah, this level breaks my brain sometimes. I admit it. All right, so, uh-oh, that's not good. It's all right. We'll try to solve the level. We can still solve it even with that thing floating, but then I have to fix that. All right. No. No. There we go. Now we just gotta why can't I walk on there? Okay. We have problems. They may be related. All right, well, this level is still not solvable. Okay, wait, but what? Why do we have this there? Anyway, I don't understand why I had a fake inanimate. Was it for the rendering? Oh, it was for the rendering. Like the rendering of this force field thing right now. I see. So you can tell what's going on. All right. The problem is inanimate is not marked as flat. You dig what I'm saying? So we need that ability, and that caused both of those problems. So we need is flat. Oh, it's going to be an enemy manager. This should be in an enum, but whatever. I'll fix it later. That's what happens when you bring in code from C++. So this puts entity as flat in the UI. Why did I just launch Visual Studio? What? How did that happen? All right. So we reopen this. I hide this. I flag this as is flat. Save it. Reset. Let's try this again. It already didn't move. What the hell is going on? Well, let me solve it enough to figure out the other issue. Whoops. By which I mean all right, so there we have the exit open. So no, we still can't walk on the damn exit either. So here, something started its visual interpolation at 83 seconds, and it's got a 0.2 second duration, but its interpolation never finished. So we're going to have to print out more information about that entity. It's probably, well, let's print that out. Okay. So okay, let's try, before we even do that, let's try a couple things here. Let's, like, first of all, make a bigger stack. See what happens there. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's put this on the stack. That's good. Let's put this in the middle of the stack. All right. Let's put this character way up on the stack. Okay, so all of this seems fine. Quote, fine, unquote. So what is it about this particular case? So we have, let's just say we have a block here, here. All right. So I'm going to put those things die. This is going to have a block on top of it. So it's pressed. So it should open this door every frame. Okay. Okay, I can walk there. I can't walk there now. Except I can't see that inanimate. What happened to that guy? Wait, and there's no, we didn't copy the door. All right. Inanimate door. We got to get the door. Okay. So we were offsetting this inanimate so that it would be visible. All right. Dude, look, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm not on it. I'm on it. I don't get it. All right, well. Okay, well, let's at least solve this problem. Because this we're reproducing. Which is, why is this inanimate? Oh, because I don't check the flag. I hope somebody in chat caught this. Yes, someone did. I am not even using the new flag. That is correct. I added a flag. Okay, the computer doesn't know. The computer is not smart. If e.entity flags and entity is flat, return true. You got to tell it. You got to tell it. It's not a mind reader. Didn't work anyway. Let me check to make sure that's set on that thing. Inanimate flags is flat. Okay, this door, well, door should be flat automatically, but you know what? We're just gonna We're just going to set it. Okay, let me see what this guy's position set to 1.0, because that might matter. Okay, well, let's reload. Well, I bet, okay. Oh, 16. This thing isn't parsing entity IDs with commas in them. Why did I never do that? That's annoying. I can't set entity IDs. Let me check to see if anyone sets or uses the isMounted flag, because, whoops. Because in this level, I had set it on, well, on this, but then that's 0 and not on that. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So this inanimate, like any of these problems could be that I hypothesized before, could be happening differently for the inanimate. Like we might not be in the moving entities list. Well, let's go back to this situation. Why did I delete this? We knew we were going to want it again. So I have to write down editor parse ID with comma. All right. So supported gate, supported door, supported gate, supported door, supported gate, supported door. I don't know why we got that 3 times, but we never saw an inanimate, ever. Okay, wait, this is getting confusing. Okay. Found gate, found inanimate, found door. That's good. Then we do have it is there. Oh wait, I was blind. We had inanimates last time. My brain just didn't see it. It's right there. So there's the inanimate. It's just longer enough that my brain parsed that as a break between the things or whatever. Okay, we've got inanimates. What does that even mean? Well, we can do the same thing as before. We can say, remember when I said if so assuming that goes off correctly, we'll just set a breakpoint there like we did, right? Supported inanimate, that's great. And we run, and where the hell was my spot? We're in the wrong file. There we go, it's already in the right spot, all right. Okay, so breakpoint OX1EF6A2381E8. Boom. Okay, we're calling reset on the visual interpolation. We claim that we physically moved it. Damn it. Wait. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong variable. Okay. I don't remember which way I pushed. Right, I did push it to 4, 2. This doesn't look right. This is garbage data. Okay. I don't know why we do that support calculation so much. What? Okay. Okay, Buster. How did we never print that? Are there stairs? In certain levels there are stairs, or stair-like things. Can't you manually calculate the entity ID at 60? Yes, I can. I just shouldn't have to. Shouldn't have to. Pretty sure there was no inanimate in the Visual Studio console. Well, let's see. I mean, we're there. Let's set the breakpoint again. Because of stupid ASLR situations, we have to set it every time. Okay, so we've reset. And we've reset here. So we add, well, okay, wait, this is a physically moved check, right? So we added this to interps completed. Without adding it to physically moved. That's what's happened. So how do things get into interps completed? Well, here, probably. You know what? I'm just going to break at the top of this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about this. So I'm going to wait for this first breakpoint, and then I'm going to go into visual interpolation, and I'm going to break here and just watch what happens. Okay. All right. So what is it? It is of course I don't properly print my entity type enums and stuff like that, I don't think. Type 7, who knows what type 7 is? I guess I can look in it's a floor. What? I don't have a floor. Well, okay. What is should physically move? This isn't going to be the problem. So we had no interpolations completed, that frame. That's weird. don't trust what I'm seeing right now. I don't trust what I am seeing right now. It's this guy again. I mean, there have to at least be two things moving. Oh, there's only one transaction though. So this is probably the player. I don't know why it's entity type 7. Index within type table 308. I don't know what's going on there. We need to look that up. But I should have set the breakpoint and then done this because I don't actually know if we somehow so like at this point you would see that thing moving. All right, let's disable this. We'll do it again. We'll do it live. All right, so breakpoint, new, data breakpoint, OX1F, 2A, 4CA, 44C8. Okay. Wait. We're breaking here 3 times with different inanimates every time. Hang on, pally pal. Hold on. Why am I assumed when we were stepping through it that it was going to be... Let's disable all this. Okay. It.entity ID. It arrow entity ID. All right, 253, 254, 255. Those aren't all inanimates. Wait, what? You know what I feel like? I feel like someone is saying, oh God, that's why I'm so confused. This 7 is not the entity type. This is the type info. This is the type info, right? This is type info, whatever. Type info inanimate. Duh. How many programmers working on Sokoban along with me? Right now it is just me working directly on it. However, some people are working on compiler and library kind of stuff that is contributing, let's say, indirectly. And eventually someone will move on to this, working on it as well with me. But for now, I'm just beating the groundwork with a stick until it's in shape. Why are the mirror images not actually mirrored? Because we haven't done that yet. At first I thought it was correct the way it is, but it's not. So we're going to change it. But before we do stuff like that, I'm going through the game and fixing all the bugs that cause it to be unplayable, right? So the mirror thing not being correctly mirrored is just like, well, it doesn't look like we would wish it to look, but the levels are still playable and solvable. Whereas this bug that I'm working on right now means you can't play this level until the bug is fixed. So those are more important. Once we get all the more important things done, then we move on to visuals. Can I make fonts bigger in Visual Studio? Well, I can make, I know how to make this one bigger, but everything else, I don't know. It's a mystery to me. How is Visual Studio able to debug this? Well, we output debugging info through LLVM, and apparently Josh got in some workarounds that make it better than it was, because I'm able to see more variables than I was able to before, and that's good. Okay. The amount of confusion is decreasing. However, why are we finding 3 separate inanimates supported? How does that make any sense? Okay. What is happening is Visual Studio is confused, and therefore my breakpoint may have been wrong. Okay, so I'm going to put this breakpoint way down there. And now we'll see, I bet you we only hit it once. No. Okay, first time. No, second time. Oh, let's make it not the last line either. There's something in Visual Studio about the fuck? But we only printed supported inanimate one time. Oh, no, wait. No, we're going through this loop. Okay, wait, what's going on? We're saying supported, colon. For every supported thing, we print this. Then we print hi. Then we say supported inanimate. All right. So I am super confused now, but that's good because at least I know what to be confused about. Whereas before it was like I have no idea what's going on. All right. So why are we visiting this 3 times in the frame anyway? Right, that's one thing that I want to know. Okay. We're always printing the same ID. Visual Studio is so terrible. All right. Okay. Entity ID is 167777253. Entity type is 7. Index is 1211. How are we getting a different entity ID here? We just can't trust this. We simply cannot trust this. Why? So that should be a pointer to the type info. All right. Why is this a reference? Tell me the address. God damn it, C++. Holy shit. All right. Tell me the address. A reference is just a pointer. No. No, I don't want to tell you the address. All right, well, this is not inanimate. It's got a different index in the type table and a different runtime size. What has happened? This is one of those times we're trying to use the debugger. So one of those times where trying to use the debugger confuses you more than if you were just printfing the program. Because like I have no idea what's going on right now. Literally no idea. Like I'm in an if statement. I said continue. The entity type should be inanimate. When we print this, it's always, let's make this print very clear. When we print this, the entity type is always going to say inanimate. Let's just run it outside the debugger for a second. Very clear print, inanimate, inanimate, inanimate. And it's always the same entity ID, but when we break there in the debugger, it's not always the same. Like we're somehow breaking at very clear print for different entities, which simply means the debugger is wrong about something. Where's the breakpoint? It's there. Okay, we're in very clear print. Entity ID, entity type. This is the right one. I bet, okay, we continued past the last very clear print. Oh, the value of it is wrong. For some reason. But we are doing a very clear print. Okay. So we're here. It's just we have the wrong value of it for some reason. Let's see if that helps. Whoops. Oh my God. This is what happens, you know, when you're working on a programming language and the debugging isn't fully baked. But we're suffering through this so that you don't have to. Yeah, correct E and it have different values even though they have the same value. Congratulations. So what that means is when I was setting that data breakpoint way back a half an hour ago before I got this confused, well, you know what I'm saying? I was setting the data breakpoint on the wrong thing. All right, this is important enough. I have to fire off an email about this. Debug info problem that just cost me some time. Very confusing. It claims to be in scope, but the value is incorrect. Seems like. All right. God damn, I get so much email. What is all this email? It's 9:26 in the AM. All right. That type 7 is not a floor. That's a type info type 7, which means that 7 is this struct, which it is. So that makes more sense. That was the thing I was confused about. All right, so now that we know, okay, wait. I want to make sure that, so we're going to hit here 3 times. I want to make sure that correct E arrow visual interpolation start time. I want to make sure that address doesn't change. And it doesn't. Okay, that now means that if we set this data breakpoint, we're actually setting it on the entity that we care about. Which may or may not, I mean, maybe we had the right one before, but It's very unclear. All right. So add visual interpolation. All right, that's expected. Because when we move the entity, yep, okay, visual, great. Now we're back at very clear print. Very clear print. Okay. Add visual interpolation. Again, I'm not so sure about this one, but maybe. It's still a linear move. Okay, this is still a valid. Transaction ID 3. Start time duration. Looks reasonable. But it didn't move. Okay. Last time we had the value of this. Start time, all this stuff. Okay, so now, if I set a breakpoint randomly, like what file were we using? We were using transition yesterday to set our random breakpoint. I should be able to inspect that memory and say visual interpolation 7FC45B 6598. Oh, it's not called visual interpolation. What's it called? Fucking debugger. I'm just trying to get some work done. That's all I'm trying to do. Oh my God, all right. I guess we don't correctly output type names, which is a problem. I mean, it's not as simple. It's not as simple to do that, but we debugger outputs type names. Can I hop on the editor and make sure the values there are also wrong? It may be a rendering thing. No, that's what I'm trying to do. That's all that I'm trying to do right now. Any issue with the double nesting of 4 supported, would that mess with your it being debugged? That might be the problem, but it shouldn't be. That should work correctly no matter what. If it doesn't, that's a bug in the debug info or something. What is happening is I'm going crazy dealing with debug info that isn't good enough yet. But you know, I have to do this. This is part of what we do to figure out what's working and what isn't working, so that when we ship the compiler to actual users, they don't have to suffer this much. And that's what we're doing. Okay, so I wanted to cast to this visual interpolation type, and instead we have these super spammy type names, and that's no good. So And again, it's going to be something super simple as soon as I figure it out. It's just I just spent an hour drowning in debugging vomit. Um, I wasn't hitting the monitor real hard. I was just like, you know, it's no biggie. Oh, all right. All I want to do is know the value. Okay, here's what we do. Visual interpolation is a bunch of floats. And move type, which I guess is an int. So the first two numbers are going to be garbage. So we're going to go float star comma 32. Boom. Okay, this doesn't look right. We should see the physical start, physical end numbers in there. We don't see it. That is the number, right? 598. That was the address of visual interpolation start time. So that should actually start here. Oh, 8.92, okay. No, this is right, 0.2. Elapsed 0. Okay. Right, so here's the thing. This visual interpolation, it's not that the entity's movement is being blocked, which was happening before, and we solved that. This one is never being updated. It's just getting set, right? Which again, oh, right, okay. The reason we're doing 3 times is just that this should be out here. Duh. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring back my moving entities find, right? It dot or it, right? Now, if found, else print not found. All right. So the inanimate's not in the moving entities array. That is the problem. I should have checked that like an hour ago before fighting with the debugger. All right. Okay. It is not in the moving entities array because it's an inanimate. And because we don't check the mounted flag or something. I don't know. How do we decide who to put in the moving entities array? Can move. I thought we set the mounted flag on that guy. Maybe not. Inanimate is mounted. Let me check the entity flags. Why is, oh, the entity flags are not an enum. So we don't get our nice flag printing. Because I never was motivated to change them to an enum flags. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's not hack it. Using entity flags, enum flags. Okay. So we can make the names nicer. We could take the entity off later, but for now, I might have some compile errors. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Line 682. This flag is a U32. Is it any flags or any flag? Any flags. Oh, that was painless. All right. Entity is mounted or entity is flat. Okay. Okay. It was mounted, so why could it not move? Let's check the runtime only flag. Maybe it's getting removed from the array later without the runtime. I don't know. And let's do the same thing there. Those are already in enum flags. Okay. For some reason, well, when we register entity, all right, we're just going to print the flags. Never, we got nothing. maybe we're somehow setting the flag. We don't have that many inanimates in this level, right? Just one. Oh, wait. Wait, we're never calling register entity? Is that what we're saying? Oh, no, we are. It just was hard to spot. So, okay, when we call it, its flags are not set. That is a bug because we're relying on behavior. We're relying on behavior based on the flags, and the flags have not been loaded yet, probably. Which would qualify as an engine bug. Okay. Get new entity, register entity. Yeah. So we're registering the entity before we load its flags, I think. Yeah. We load the flags in base entity metadata and so forth. This is a problem. How's 4K gaming? 4K gaming is not that great. 200 hertz gaming is way better. All right, so we're good. We're good now. We know what the problem is. So really what we got to do, so we got to pass do register equals false, and then just call register entity later. That's all. So we set do register as false. Register entity manager E. That's all. We just make sure we load it first. Hey, there's no longer a thing. Of course, why can't I see it? Is it getting snapped? What's going on? Maybe I just hadn't saved it. All right. Hey, look at that. It's almost like we know how to program a video game. Oh my God. All right. Let's see if we can solve this level. For all I know, that's still not the only problem. Whoops. I meant to do that. I totally meant to do that too. I totally meant to do that. Nope. Oh, no. Gotta get that dragon out of there. Ah! Okay, wait. Okay. So now, I can't go. Remember that problem? Well, that's the last problem because the thief can get to the exit and the fighter can get to the exit. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all my weird printfs and check in this. And then, okay, no, that's, okay, we keep that change. We keep that change, right? Get rid of that. Hope I don't delete something I need. I do not understand what is wrong here. Well, let's check it in. That was a hard-fought bug fix. I'll tell you that. Oh my God. All right. Do I think the advantages of not using a game engine outweighs the costs? What do you think? Look at what I do, and then ask why I do it that way. I mean, of course, it depends on who you are. Like, if you don't have enough manpower or experience to do a game engine realistically, then maybe you do something else. But, you know, shouldn't the dragons kill each other when they are on the same line of sight? Well, you're assuming it's more than one dragon. Did I set flat flag in the actual level? Yes, because if I hadn't, then it wouldn't move. We can double check that, but whoops. Flat. They're both marked flat, even though the door doesn't need to be marked flat. Okay, so in this one, it's a little bit of a different case because they're both like 2 stories up instead of 1 story up. So we could do that. We can go move them on up to the east side. Like this. Okay, I can't go. Oh, I gotta reload. There we go. Can't go. Great. Cannot go. Can go. Can't go. Can go. I mean, actually, this one isn't flagged as flat. Okay, let me make a simple version of this. We're going to start with this one. And we're going to delete the dragon and all these switches. So all that happens is well, the thief stands here, and then that opens, and then I push it. Now I can go. What? Whoops. Let's not kill our player. Okay, wait, this is moving when there's nobody on. We have more moving things bugs. What the hell? I feel like I really need a more robust situation with regard to that stuff. Why would it matter if that's open or closed? It doesn't. What matters is if someone's standing on it or not. All right, I'm going to have more things to debug. But I think it's breakfast time. Oh, you know what? Okay. So this door thing, gate, is going to be marked as flat. So if we have a gate, okay, so if the gate's open, all right, so you go there, and then you go there, and then you go there. All right. Why can't I switch to fighter now? That's weird. Okay. Character switch. When one character dead. I'm crossing out some of the bugs that have been fixed. All right, we're not doing too bad on the to-do list. This one's not great, though. All right. Okay, let's go to the actual level. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie. Oh, careful. Oh, dope. Let's put a block in front of that guy. And then... Hey! Okay, that's 2 people on exits. And then I gotta find my exit down here. Hey, I won the level. Alright. Alright. That's good. Alright. That means I can go to breakfast, folks. There are still other gameplay things to do today. I want to parse entity IDs in the editor. That's not a gameplay thing. I want to fix that character switch today that we just found. I don't know. A lot of my notes are writing down ideas for levels. Well, yeah, there's a lot of things, but they're lower priority things. So I think maybe my next step is to play through the whole game and make sure everything works. Because like I said, that's what we're trying to do right now, is make sure everything's playable. And then we good. Yeah, I don't know why Twitch does such a bad job at 4K streams. Purple John needs food. It's true, I do need food. Well, I set the bit rate higher. I set the bit rate at 6,000 before, and then people were complaining that it was killing all their bandwidth, so it's rough. But also, you know, games are different from like text. You know, if you're playing PUBG, you need more bitrate than this, theoretically, but yeah. All right, thanks everyone for stopping by. It was painful, but we nailed some bugs down, and we'll see. See y'all later.